Hey, what's going on guys? This is Chounji Akuma, and today I wanted to show you how to defeat ScorchWing, a new 20-man open world boss in the newest level 50 zone, Blighthaven. Before we start, there are a few things you need to know about this boss. The first is that even though he is a 20-man boss, he can be killed in a rate of 40 and you will still receive credit for the kill. However, if there are multiple groups trying to kill him, only the group that hit ScorchWing first will receive credit for the kill. So make sure that group is yours, because ScorchWing has a respawn timer of about an hour and 40 minutes. And I doubt you want to wait around for him to respawn. Also, ScorchWing will spawn exactly where your quest tracker points you to, which means I'd highly recommend spamming your fastest abilities in that area so you can make sure to hit him first. The final thing to note is that ScorchWing has an infinite amount of interrupt armor, so there's no reason to bring CC to this fight. Alright, so once you've aggroed ScorchWing, you'll notice that he has a 1-minute buff on him called Fixated. Fixated allows ScorchWing to be taunted and positioned as long as this buff is on him, so once it wears off, you may have a bit more trouble controlling him, so just be aware of that. This fight is pretty easy, so let me break down his phases and explain his skills and how they work. First up is phase 1. In this phase, ScorchWing will use two main abilities, Flame and Ash and Flame Arcs, as well as an auto attack. ScorchWing will also randomly target 2 to 3 players and throw fire on them. This can be avoided by moving away from the targeted spot as soon as possible. Now, Flame and Ash is a frontal cone AoE that does moderate damage and takes approximately 2 seconds to fully cast. This skill has a pretty small cone and can easily be dodged by rolling out of the telegraph once it appears. ScorchWing will continue to use his skills throughout the fight until phase 2, so make sure you are not standing in front of the boss at any time. ScorchWing's next ability is Flame Arcs. Flame Arcs places 3 small circles on the ground that do moderate damage. This skill has a very short cast time. Once the fire circles land, they will move around, so do your best to avoid their path or you'll begin to take unnecessary damage. Once ScorchWing drops below a certain amount of health, phase 2 will begin. During this phase, ScorchWing will no longer cast Flame Arcs or Flame and Ash, but he will gain 4 new abilities. This phase starts out with ScorchWing raising into the air and placing a gigantic flaming circle around the entire battlefield that will do quite a bit of damage if you end up in it. This flame circle will not last the entire fight, but it will last for the entire duration of his first new ability, Wind Buffer. Wind Buffer will knock the entire raid back a few meters and continue to do so for the entire 15-second channel. During this channel, do the best you can to damage ScorchWing while avoiding the flame ring around the area. Once this cast is finished, ScorchWing will immediately use Fiery Crash, which will cause him to leap into the targeted area and slam into the ground, causing a large AoE that will do moderate to high damage to anyone caught in the area. After this, ScorchWing will use his final new ability, Flame Paths. This will cause ScorchWing to rush in a straight line across the battlefield, leaving a massive rectangular telegraph on the ground. This telegraph will persist for quite a while and will cause massive damage to anyone caught inside. If you're caught inside of this telegraph, just get out of it as soon as possible or you'll die extremely quickly. Now, ScorchWing will continue to use all 3 of these abilities until he reaches critical life. At this point, he will turn into a large egg and begin to channel an ability known as Hatch. This has a 1-minute channel and I have no idea what happens once it finishes, but since he is a Phoenix-like boss, I'd assume he resurrects, which will cause more issues than it solves, so just do your best to kill this egg before that point. Not only that, but during this time, ScorchWing will spawn 2 adds known as Volcanian Blazers. These adds have a fiery circle beneath them and cast an ability called Regenerating Presence. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this ability does, but from the name it sounds like it will help the boss regenerate health if they're near him. So I suggest having your tanks pick up these birds and to kite them away from the egg while the rest of your group DPSs down the egg until it's dead. Once you finish this egg off, that's it. You've completed this quest and you can now receive your sweet rewards. Well, I hope this helps, guys. I know in this video there's about 100 players on screen all killing this 20-man boss, but if you happen to actually fight ScorchWing with the right amount of people, it won't just be this massive clump of pure DPS, and hopefully it won't be nearly as easy to kill him either. Anyways guys, if you happen to know more information about this boss and his mechanics that I missed, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll make sure to add them to this guide as soon as possible. Have fun everyone, and as always, I'll see you next time.